Good evening everyone, welcome to our Instagram live number 12. It's with Dave Wetherill, Paralympian, 3 times actually. So it's fantastic, we've got him on board and it's our 12th one, can't believe it. It's been a good lineup. I'll just wait for Dave to join now. Nice to see a few of you have joined already. If you've got any questions for Dave, you know, make them difficult. No, I'm joking. Any questions you've got for him, type away and he'll answer them shortly. It's nice to see Table Tennis Fit App have joined, and Carl and Dee Blackett, or Blake even. Thank you for joining. Well, hey, he's here. Hello!
Hey Anna, am I live? Are we all good?
Yeah, we're live, we're good. Are you well?
Legend. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. I'm caught in my car though, because I was doing a last minute SAQ session with a few of the kids at my local club, socially distant in the playground, which is quite cool.
Oh, that's nice.
But we're all good. We're all finished. We're all. But I'm just going to have to do this from my car, which is quite nice actually. Quite nice to have a little chill here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I'm going to try and rest it somewhere, but it doesn't matter if I'm holding it, does it? There we go.
Someone's just put Wetherill the Warrior.
Don't know about that. Sometimes maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to be.
I know. So.
That's key, isn't it?
Oh, you're getting some right compliments here. Wetherill the absolute tank. I love it. So we'll get all the formalities out the way first, and then we'll have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But as you're fully aware, with British Army Table Tennis, we have a range from beginner to some haven't even seen a bat and they just want to get involved, to some that are like national league. So we've got some high standard of play. But for those that aren't aware of who you are and things like that, are you happy to do an intro?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So obviously, David Wetherill, I play for the Paralympic team. I think I'm world number 4 at the moment in para table tennis in class 6. I mean, I can explain more about the old the classes of Paralympic table tennis and all that razzmatazz. But yeah, so I've played in 3 Paralympics now: Beijing, London, and Rio. Fingers crossed. I've qualified for Tokyo next year. I think the qualification criteria actually came out again the other day, with regards to obviously the COVID situation and stuff. So I think I'm still fine for next year. So that's cool. Yeah. So fingers crossed we can kick on and have another good year and whatnot. But I was feeling quite good going into this year. I was playing really well before lockdown. So yeah, but in terms of my Paralympic career, I haven't actually won a medal yet, which is probably the big black mark on my copybook. But I've won the Europeans in the team event and doubles a few times. Got to the final of the singles, and I keep losing to the same guy. Actually, I've lost to the same guy who used to be the world number 1 in the class above me, in Will's class. So in terms of, that's probably more what people would understand. Like with, obviously you spoke to Will a bit. The world number 1 in that class came down to my class, and I've lost to him I had match point on him in the quarters of Rio. I lost him in the final in the Europeans in 2017. I lost him in the semis of the Europeans in 2015. Yeah, so he's been my bogey player, but I beat him for the first time last year. The second time. The first time in a major. I beat him in the quarters of the Europeans last year, so that was quite cool. So fingers crossed next year we can rectify it and do the business. So yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, I can go into more detail, obviously, like because loads of people know about para table tennis. They know like what we've done and blah blah blah. Some of the more in detail results and stuff is maybe goes a little bit under the radar sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, well, like I say, we're happy to do our little bit and help support table tennis through and through. And we've had some other good messages, you know. Kelly,
I keep forgetting to read the comments here.
Yeah,
put those thumbs away. Yeah, sorry guys. I was kind of we've basically been doing speed, agility, quickness, kind of shadow play, doing a lot of shadow play. In terms of like my training personally, I love to get involved as well. And I think I've actually improved my footwork big time in lockdown, because I think sometimes, you know, when you're training with a table tennis table on the table, you kind of, I think the rally breaks down a lot for me sometimes, and I don't actually get into the burning stage, you know, the leg burner, the kind of really, really, you know, when you're really, really pushing yourself. And like in terms of doing footwork and stuff, I've really been smashing it, and I think my legs have got bigger in lockdown, so that's quite cool.
That's good.
But yeah, I've just been doing that. So apologies for my attire, but yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I was going to ask how have you coped with lockdown, and from what we can see, you've been doing loads of training. So, like you say, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Started doing yoga as well. Yoga is like my big lockdown activity, because I've got a few friends, and one of my best mates is a yoga instructor, and blah blah blah. And like for years, I probably should have got involved, but because it's lockdown, it's made me kind of do other things, and like I've really got into it, and it's been really beneficial for me. So that's my big lockdown activity, as well as swimming in the sea. Been trying to swim in the sea every day, but I'm quite lucky being close to the sea where I live. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see your pictures from time to time, and you know, you've got a nice view, and obviously the sea as well, amazing. So
beautiful. Where are you based, Hannah?
So I'm up north in Barnsley way, but I work everywhere.
Yeah.
So
no, I can imagine.
Yeah, I've got my little palace up north.
Yeah, I've been to Barnsley a few times. Yeah. Obviously, it's not too far from Sheffield, is it?
So, no, it's not. So you've got Meadowhall. You can't beat it.
And our teammate, do you know if you know Sue Gilroy? She lives in Barnsley.
No, I don't think I do.
But we're always taking the mick out of her accent, so I'll try not to take the mick out of you. It's cool. Not strong northern.
Well, it's cheaper up north, so that's all I'll say. But I'm not from Barnsley. I'm from, I'd say, York, but I'm from everywhere. Yeah. So I class it as my home for now. But it's all good. But obviously, I have to ask this question, you know, just for the fans and that. The Superman, can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know.
Can you still hear me when I've got my phone rests on my steering wheel here?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, obviously, this is the thing. This is the thing, isn't it? I cut a lot of stick for that, because obviously I didn't win a medal and blah blah. But it was good to kind of demonstrate a little bit about Paralympic table tennis and what the level was. And obviously, sometimes all it takes is one shot, which is obviously I demonstrated, which was quite nice. But yeah, I'll take it, because it's obviously a good memory for me, and it obviously went pretty viral, which was yeah. It's not for me to say whether it deserves that or not. I don't know whether it's that good or anything, but looking back, I mean, I used to throw myself around all the time in training. Like I used to get a bit silly with it, but I'm getting a bit older now, so I can't really do it as much. But
I know you got take care of yourself.
I remember I did one in training against Dan Ives from Table Tennis Daily. Like, it was the best shot I've ever played, but it was similar to that, and it went round the net. But he never got it in he just turned the camera off, which was really annoying. But I did probably dive around quite a bit. So it's not something you practice really, is it? But it's something which I kind of had in my locker a little bit. Just, you know, it's more the fact that I can't plant my leg wide. It's like a fall, isn't it? I can't, you know, I don't have that lateral movement very well. Obviously with the crutch, it helps a little bit, but, and it's a good job I'm right-handed, because obviously a lot of the power comes off your right leg if you're right-handed, and rotation and stuff. So if I was left-handed, I'd be obviously my bad leg, my left leg. So, but yeah, it was quite cool. And my memory of that shot's probably a bit hazy, because it was a long time ago, and to be honest, I was a bit like nervous, and I didn't deal with it very well in London, and that shot I was kind of in the zone / not in the zone. Do you know what I mean? And a bit overawed with everything. And it was a time in the match where it was either, I don't know, am I allowed to swear, if I just like shit or bust kind of thing? Do you know what I mean?
You've done it now, don't worry.
Yeah, sorry. So I had to take a few risks, and yeah, it probably looks better than what it actually was. I don't know, but I'll take it. It's cool.
You might as well, you know, a lot of people loved it. So, you know, it's nice to see Sam Walker's joined, and
hello guys. I'm really bad at looking at the feed while I'm talking.
Yeah, and your mate Will Bailey's joined as well, so that's nice to see.
Legend.
Don't be.
Yeah, we got a good team in the para squad. Obviously, Will is. Well, I can't even say he's definitely my doubles partner, because we haven't even finished the qualification process yet. And there could be other players who join the mix. We're another year away now, so. But maybe there's a good chance that I'll be playing doubles with Will. next year. So his kind of fortunes is directly linked to mine a little bit this next year. He's like, obviously when he got injured and stuff, I was on to him like, be careful, don't be doing stupid. And he's like always to me like, come on, train hard. So it's quite a nice little, it's a nice little vibe we've got, a nice little atmosphere amongst the team we've got at the moment, especially when you've got something really big to aim for. So.
Oh, that's brilliant. Someone's just asked, which player do you use, Dave, as your inspiration?
I'm always, I don't know, like everyone says who inspired you when you're younger, and even now, like I think I'm always a big believer that people can inspire you, and you can look at other people and think, you know, that's cool. They can rub off in you. There's a lot of players. That's the cool thing about the Paralympics. Like, there's not many people in the Paralympics who don't have that kind of mentality, and like they're obviously in the Paralympics for a reason. They've got cool stories, and like pretty much every Paralympian inspires me. Just walking around the Paralympic Village is unbelievable. People like Will, for example, such an unbelievable mentality and growing up. And I just because it's in my brain now at the top of my head, I listened to a little talk by Colin Judge, the Irish table tennis player. He's an inspiring guy. Like a lot of the Paralympic guys are so inspiring. So they inspire me. I could name every single one in the book really, because, you know, you get to that point where you can overcome a lot of things, and it really does rub off on you. But I think inherently you have to have it inside yourself as well. You know, you have to get a lot of inspiration from yourself. And I've done a lot of cool things in my time, which I'd look back and talking about gratitude and everything. Like I really look back and think, you know, yeah, like you can kind of get a lot of confidence from that. So, I don't know, like,
no, that makes sense.
It's really weird. Like I always used to say, like, my inspiration when I was younger was all the endurance athletes. I love pushing your body, like my body, to its limits, and like all the endurance stuff. Like I love the Tour de France, and obviously I can't say that a lot of them are my inspirations anymore because there's been a few scandals and whatnot. But I always used to look up to and I think if I was able-bodied, I'd be a long-distance runner or a Tour de France athlete or something like that. I love the endurance stuff, so they inspire me big time.
Yeah, but let's just put Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, I used to read all his books and stuff, but obviously it's a bit tainted now. But yeah. Did
you see Sam's comment? I've heard I'm Dave's inspiration, and then Kelly's just laughed at that, so I don't know where.
But no, this is the thing. Genuinely, yeah, they are. Like all the table tennis players.
Oh, that's nice.
I watch loads of table tennis. Like I love it. This is why things like Table Tennis Daily and YouTube and all the guys and you guys as well, everyone who posts like table tennis stuff, I get a lot of inspiration from that. And especially in lockdown when I can't really play myself, you need to keep your brain active in table tennis. You need to kind of stay stimulated, thinking about table tennis, even if you're not training it. And yeah, like watching the able-bodied guys for sure, like Sam, Pitch, Paul. I don't really want to name drop everyone because I will probably forget people, and I don't want to do that because all the top guys, but even local players, you know. Everyone mentions my coach Paul, who's doing the SAQ with me now. Like Whiting's a big inspiration for me. I've got to name him. I don't know if you've heard of Paul Whiting, but he's been my coach like growing up since I was younger, and he's definitely rubbed off on me in personality as well. He's such a cool guy.
That's awesome. And
I think that's the most important thing in life. You know, you've got to be. It's not just about your level at table tennis, is it? It's not really just about that, which you can inspire. It's your mentality and your kind of approach to life, which is good. Cole Baldry, there we go. Definitely, Cole Baldry is one of the best natural ugly backhands ever. You won't mind me saying that. Do you know what I mean? It's just if you get the ball on the table, it doesn't matter what it looks like sometimes. And Baldry is an absolute hero. He's a grafter. He loses the plot every now and then, but I like that because it shows passion.
No, it's good. Yeah. Someone's just asked Dave, do Dave shuffle for us, whatever that means.
Well, you want to shuffle now? Who said that?
Karen. So I always say his name wrong. The Pong.
Oh, Karen.
Yeah.
Pong Pandemic.
Yeah.
What a nice man. What a top. Do you know what?
He's a good guy.
Tell me a joke and I'll do a shuffle for you. And if it makes me laugh, I'll shuffle.
Challenge.
In the comments, give me a joke. Let's spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's nice, Sam. Just saying, I get inspiration from you boys too, class. So he's loved.
Genuinely, everyone who plays with him. What about you, Hannah? How long have you been playing for?
Oh,
Because I don't know.
I'm kind of a beginner, so I got involved with
Yeah.
it just for fun, really. In 2014, and I became secretary. Then I started playing for the team because they were short on numbers, and then we smashed the RAF last year, the ladies 10-0.
Did you?
Like,
Yeah.
woohoo!
Although
So
I'm friends with a lot of the RAF, so I can't get too biased here.
Oh, you
But
need to
that's
support
fair.
us.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
But do you go away and do all the I guess the RAF tournaments? The RAF tournaments, is it all the services together, or is it?
yeah. So what
'Cause don't they
happened?
go to Washington every year? Don't they? Are you involved in that as well? Or?
I don't think they go every year. They go Hungary, but we're looking to start
Oh,
that, and we've got the World Master Games in Japan next year, so that's going to
no.
be good.
How many's in the team then? Is there a big community of Army table tennis players?
Yeah, so our last event we had 70 attend. So we have a round robin in October,
Nice.
February championships, which decides the squad for the inter-services, which is against the RAF and Navy. So it's amazing,
Nice.
and we're close to beating the RAF because they're so dominant.
But you beat them last time, yeah? So
Yeah, but the
you
men
to
are
beat.
struggling. They got 6-4 last year, so that's a huge improvement. And now we've got some top class players coming through, so we're very lucky. And I think we've got a great chance. We've got a new
Nice.
Army #1, so he's moved down to #2, the last one. So our depth in the men's team is just getting even better.
Yeah.
So we've got to beat them. They keep winning 33 years. We beat them in 2016, got the double, but that's not enough. We're just too competitive, but we're obviously off the table. We're very we have a good laugh and
Good laugh, yeah.
we'll eat and have a drink with them, but on the table it's different.
Yeah, for sure. You can't relinquish it now though. Once you win once, you gotta keep it going. You gotta keep the foot down, haven't you?
I know, but I hope the boys can do it because they were one of the RAF players. He was really respectful. He actually said it could have gone either way. It was just one doubles match in the team event, and that they lost it unfortunately. So we're not far off them. Hopefully, we can get the double again. But
When's the next one? You don't know because of coronavirus, but
hopefully the 7th to the 9th of October. That's our next round robin event, and then hopefully February. But fingers crossed it'll all go ahead. The Hungary trips had to be cancelled, obviously due to COVID, but hopefully in a few years' time we can get that going. But,
so have you been playing through lockdown? Have you got a table at home or anything? Or
no, no. But do you have a table where you are? Do you have a robot or?
I don't. Obviously, I could get one in, but I don't really have the space at home. So yeah, I haven't, but or anyone to play with really, because that's more the issue back at home. But I think I'm not too concerned. Like it's a bit different for the youngsters who are they're improving like that. Obviously, having a few months off can come at the wrong time sometimes. But for me, like I'm a bit older, and actually having a few months off is probably quite a good thing. We've got another year now, so I'm not stressing too much. But I'm pretty confident I can come back better. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you will, because like you say, you guys are pros at this level, so it'll take you a few hits and you'll be back to your old self. And I think, like you say, the training that you've been doing, I think that'll just add to what you've built on, Yeah. So
my foot better, like I said. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Someone said, give us your best show. Saps asked because I asked Sapsinos to do it, didn't I? Yeah. She didn't do it though. Maria, you didn't give me your best show, did you? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Did she or not? I don't know. I'm more of a. I don't know. Do you know what? Chowing's a weird one, isn't it? Like I don't really consciously chow. I do chow. Whether whether the sound is a chow sound or not, I don't know. But when I'm in the zone, like you need a bit of external kind of giddy up kind of thing to get you going, don't you? Yeah. Especially if you need to get that kind of inspiration in yourself.
Oh yeah.
But when I'm properly in the zone, I'm probably more relaxed and more calm and more not silent, but maybe in between subdued and extra, externally kind of pumped up. I don't know. I'm more of a chole man. Chole. I don't know. Do you cho?
No.
But
so Sam's just put, we'll have to give you a lot of training sessions to get ready to beat the RAF, so that's great. But what would you say, how can we deal with the mental side of the game better? Because that might have just been the difference between not getting the double, the last into services. So any tips for our players?
Yeah, I'm big on the mental side of things. I think mental strength and psychology is all about recognizing your own thoughts, I think, and understanding what's going on inside your brain. And that's different for everyone, obviously. Like, you know, you have so many like subconscious thoughts which you don't even know is going around in your brain sometimes. But if you can recognize and pinpoint them, and that takes years of learning. You can train your brain as much as you can train your body. You have to think about it. You have to be in these situations and kind of, you know, really go through those mental processes. My phone is getting warm. Why is it doing that? If I lose data, I'll have to rejoin you, because when my phone gets warm, it cuts off the data for some reason. We're all right for now though. But yeah, so like recognizing your thoughts, and I think it's like for example, when you play a bigger match, like for example, we're playing against the RF, obviously that means a little bit more to you, and your kind of perception of it is you know, a little bit more pressure. It means more, so you might feel a little bit more tense. You might your kind of thought processes might be a little bit different. But I think you can just take stock a little bit, and you can't really control some things. You can't control, you know, point is, if you can recognize your thoughts and make sense of them, then you can control them, and you can change your perceptions. Do you know what I mean? You can change how you think about certain things, and therefore you can change the way you feel. I think that's the basis of everything. But yeah, like in the past, I used to be in denial a lot. I used to be like, I'm not nervous. Like I used to try to trick myself into having fake confidence. And I think that's not a very good process for me. Maybe that works for some people. But I think fundamentally you've got to find what works for you. And I know exactly what works for me in certain situations, so that I can kind of tap into different thought processes and different like reminders or different buzzwords, just to kind of really kind of group and de-stress myself. Does that make sense? It's all a bit airy-fairy psychology, because like I said, it's kind of, it's very personal to you.
Yeah, it's different for everybody, isn't it? What
works for me might not work for you. So, you know, it's a very learning kind of thing, and that's what people say when they say experience. You know, like I know when I was younger, everyone was like, "Oh, it's just experience." When I lost in Beijing, I lost in the quarters. I've had match point in the quarters twice now, in Beijing and Rio, and really, maybe I was 1 point off 2 Paralympic medals. Who knows? You never know. But I think back in the day, I was very what was it? I don't even know where I was going with this. I was kind of just pretend that I was not nervous, or, you know, I didn't have the, you know, you want to win. You always want to win, don't you? But sometimes you don't have the mental capacity to kind of deal with everything. You've got to be in those situations. You've got to learn, and you can't just be thrown in the pressure cooker and be told to deal with it. You have to have been there before to really know how you react. And I think I know where I react, how I react now. Well, I'd like to think so. It's a never-ending process, is it? Learning.
Yeah.
Especially mental toughness. You know, you can never know enough. So you've got to be like a sponge and taking each kind of experience on and learning and getting better each time. I feel like I've done that. So I've got a good chance next year.
Yeah, and we'll be following you, and we can't wait to see how
you get on. Same for you guys. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah. So, what was the Paralympics like? It must be such an amazing atmosphere. What's the favourite your favourite person you met there, would you say?
It's hard. I can't really pin. I don't know. I'm a big, obviously first thing that pops to my head is just the kind of atmosphere that is in the Paralympic Village, because everyone's there for the same reason. And also you've got to enjoy it as well, because, it's a big part. That's what you train for, that's what your whole everyday pushing your body is going towards. And that's the big goal and big aim. You've got to kind of embrace it and kind of savor that moment. I think everyone's there doing that. So now I'm a bit older, I'm going to go next year and really try and embrace it and enjoy it as much as possible and kind of make connections. And like one of our best mates in Rio was probably Ellie Simmons. I don't know if you know the swimmer.
Lovely, yeah. I've seen bits of her stuff, yeah.
She's an absolute legend. I'm real close to her. Like her kind of schedule kind of mirrored mine a little bit. We were just bumping into each other all the time. And obviously we're all part of a big team and stuff, so it's quite nice. I used to have lunch with her quite a bit. And she's a really cool woman to speak to, and very mentally kind of sound, and like talking about people who rub off on you positively. She's a good person to surround yourself with. She's amazing. So but most of the team are like that, to be honest. And I think that's the cool thing about the Paralympics. I'd love to make more kind of connections and get to know it. But it is hard, because you're there for a job. You're there to play table tennis, and you've also got to have your own time to focus and kind of just switch off as well. So yeah,
No, it makes complete sense. So, what would you say your favourite holiday destination is? Where do you want to
Favorite
go?
holiday destination? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm quite lucky and very privileged to have done quite a bit, like through table tennis and
Yeah.
stuff. So I can't really pinpoint. Maybe I played out in Slovenia quite a bit, which is a beautiful country. Like I'm a very big advocate of that. It's a really beautiful country. But I've never been as far as like Australia or New Zealand.
Have you been
Yeah.
Fiji? I have. It was amazing. Oh,
No, yeah.
someone's put Vegas, baby. I
It's
can,
sticking
I can
around.
see you going there.
Sam, Sam's trying to persuade me to go there with him.
Yeah.
Maybe after Tokyo, because I think you need something to look forward to as well. I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool to do a mad trip after Tokyo, providing we both obviously do well and qualify. Sam needs to knuckle down and qualify, obviously. But maybe if you don't qualify, he can console himself with a bit of a Vegas trip. Yeah, we'll see. But I've actually played in Vegas quite a few times. I've played in Vegas 3 times. They had the Para US Open there,
Oh, wow,
like
that's amazing.
so. But I haven't really experienced properly. Like it's cuckoo land. Like it. Yeah. Have you been to Vegas?
No.
Yeah.
One place I haven't been.
I'm not. I'm not the biggest fan. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan, but maybe people will be surprised by that.
Yeah, a little bit, but to their own. But someone's just asked, have you played for any teams abroad? But I think you've covered that already.
Yeah, well, we've got links with the Slovenian guys quite a lot because our performance director is Slovenian. I've played in. I don't know. I've not really actually signed a contract with a club. I've just played British League and stuff. But there's a disabled club in Sweden, Malmo.
Yeah.
FIF Malmo, which does quite a lot of good stuff for Paralympic table tennis. I played over there a little bit, but obviously Slovenia connection. I've trained out there quite a bit. But I guess the para game is still growing. A few of the wheelchair guys, they play in the Bundesliga. They've got like an actual wheelchair league, which is quite cool. So we're still like growing and growing. So maybe in the future. So yeah, but I'm quite lucky really. I've trained with quite a few good level players in Europe. So
that's great. So obviously because of lockdown, have you got any hidden talents? Can you sing, bake? I don't know, anything, surprises? Any
Hang on.
talents?
Right, well, they've just finished the session. Rach, how good's my shuffling?
Oh yes.
We got top 10. We got top 10 women here. Rach, where are you ranked? We got Gemma Kerr and Rachel Trevorrow here. Distancing.
Hello.
Great singer, aren't I? There they are. Oh, you're too close. You're too close. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. People will know Rach and Gemma. They're top women's players. Thought I'd get them involved just because it's funny.
What should you do?
No,
Gate crash?
I don't know. I can't. Well, I can sing, but I'm not going to sing. Is that a good answer?
What's your
Carla,
karaoke
literally
song?
hanging on to the shuffle.
What's your karaoke song?
Wonderwall by Oasis.
Oh, cracking song that, isn't
Because
it?
everyone always changes the words Wonderwall for Wetherill.
Oh, go on, sing it for us, come on. Go on.
Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me, but after all, come on, give me some backing beat. Come on.
Not a chance.
I'm your Wetherill.
No, I don't want to ruin it. People will go.
That's for you, Carla. I'm not shuffling. Maybe I'll shuffle it. Maybe you need to warm me up a little bit, Hannah. You need to get the juices flowing, so I'm ready for a shuffle in a bit.
So what's your favourite drink? There we go. That might help.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that because I'm going to drive in a minute, aren't I?
Obviously, when you're not driving and training.
I like a gin and tonic. Cheeky gin and tonic.
Yeah,
But it's blood orange, though. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of what goes in the drink as well. Like a slice. I don't like lemon, don't like lime. I like a nice slice of orange. There's my little tip. So try that one. What about you?
I have pink gin with
pink gin. Yes.
Lemonade, if I'm trying to be good, some lime tonic, and then a load of summer fruits and strawberries. It's just like a fruit mix cocktail.
Raspberry. I am a slimline man. Obviously, as an athlete, I try and stay a little bit conscious of that.
Of course.
I've had my times in the past, and people watching this will probably know that. You know, I've had my crazy times at uni and whatnot, but you you've got to let loose every now and then, you know, and as an athlete, you've got to have a bit of rest and relaxation, because there's got to be obviously a balance of life and training. I'm a big advocate of that. Obviously, social life is big part of it.
Yeah. Do you have to have a strict diet? Are you allowed to have chocolate ice cream? I love my ice cream at the moment, but I need to cut it down.
Yeah, no, I do have a good diet. I'm not particularly. I don't measure my calories or anything. I have done in the past, but only I just don't. I know vaguely what I need, so I kind of do it by eye a little bit. I know what I need to eat. I know the energy consumption. Obviously, depending on when you're playing table tennis as well. Like, say for example, at a competition, you need to keep your energy levels up. So obviously, you do have to have a little bit of knowledge on what. I eat little and often. That's what I do. Because then you kind of keep your metabolism going, you keep your energy up, you don't get hungry, you lose your energy levels, and because obviously at a tournament you need to be you're playing all day or sometimes, you know. Yeah. So it's very important to fuel yourself in the right way.
No, complete sense. Because a lot of because obviously we're army, we're very tough. A lot of guys and lasses, I think they just think, oh, it's a bit of ping pong, but certainly I've learned from starting, you know, that in 2014 onwards, that there's a lot of skill and everything involved. And I think when they see in the sports hall after they've swam or whatever they've been doing, they're like, wow, it's actually, you know, it's a tough game. So what are your thoughts on trying to promote the sport and everything, you know? Have you got any ideas? Charity match? Would you be up for stuff like that? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. I mean, as the Paralympic team, we've had a few not charity match, but like kind of not exhibition, like training matches, and whatnot. I love table tennis. Like, I've always said that. Like, I'm a big advocate of table tennis. Obviously, I'm always trying to big it up in some way, but just in the local community as well. It's hard, isn't it? Though it's hard. Like, but yeah, we're getting better, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
Definitely. So moving on from that, a bit of a fun one. Do you have any fears or phobias? You like snakes? Are you scared of heights?
Spiders. I hate spiders. Honestly, I'm really. I get really scared of them. Not little ones. I'm fine with them. You what?
I've got one up there somewhere. So yeah.
Oh, no thanks. No, it's my mum's fault. My mum hates spiders, and I think it's just rubbed off on me, like my upbringing. Like, yeah, she's passed that on to me subconsciously when I was growing up. Like, I just hate them. But yeah, I'm not as bad as I used to be.
Oh, that's good then. So you don't freak out if people do pranks with fake spiders or anything like that, then?
Yeah, you don't get any ideas.
No thing. I know. So what would you tell your younger self if you could, like a bit of advice to your younger self? Have you got any thoughts on
that? Yeah, I would say don't get so stressed out. It's easier said than done, though, isn't it? Like, I used to get very uptight. I used to, winning and losing was the be all and end all. You know, I used to train my arse off, and if I didn't play so well, I'd be questioning why, and I'd be getting frustrated. Not too outwardly. We've all had our outbursts and stuff. I mean, I've played British League even like not too recently. Like, I wouldn't say the last few years especially, but when I was younger, I used to get a bit annoyed if I was playing badly or stuff. And that's normal, I think, especially when you're growing up. But I think over time and experience, you kind of, I just tell myself, you know, if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. That's just life, you know. But if you do the right things and you train, you prepare well, you make the right decisions, and this is not just in table tennis, this is just in life as well. You know, if you're a good person and do the right things in life, you can't have any qualms and your conscience is fine. Like, if you win, fantastic. Everyone wants to win, obviously, but if you've lost and you've done everything right, then that's okay, you know. And I think that kind of outlook helps you not kind of get as uptight or nervous or feel the pressure as well. You know, I think it's quite a good outlook to have. Not reviewing things based on the result. You know, you could be lose juice in the fifth or win juice in the fifth. If you win juice in the fifth or seventh or whatever it is, like, you're elated. Whereas if you've lost, you kind of maybe question yourself a little bit more, and you're reviewing yourself, and you're a bit hard on yourself, and you think, oh, I've done that or done that. But really, 2 points difference is nothing, you know, and your whole kind of feeling of how that match went really depends on the result. And I don't think that's a good way of reviewing yourself. Really kind of review things based on how you've done technically and mentally, everything.
Yeah.
Whether you've won or not. I definitely think I made that mistake when I was younger.
I think that's part of learning, though, isn't it? I think whatever level you're at, maybe you might think I'm wrong, but Kelly's just put such wise words from an absolute legend. Yeah, and I couldn't agree more.
Kelly used to be my second mum to me, genuinely. I used to be a bit of a mess when I was young. I'm not gonna lie. People know a little bit who are close to me. Like, I was all over the shop. She's helped me out quite a bit in the past, like the climbing.
Yeah, that story was amazing. That's brilliant. Thanks.
Yes, I'm sorry about
that. It's brilliant. You know, it added some humour to it. Any more funny stories? That would be amazing. But
well, I could obviously inside table tennis is this is the thing. People have different personas outside of table tennis and inside, and I actually think I should try and bring my personality to the table a little bit more. I think it would help me. Like, you know, when you're playing FIFA and stuff, I like playing FIFA. I don't play very often, but I like to think I'm quite good, and I give it all that, and I'm very confident, and I love the kind of psyching someone out, because it doesn't really matter, does it? It's just a bit fun.
Yeah.
I've played the best table tennis player I've ever played at FIFA is Darko Jorgic. Do you know the Slovenian guy? He's like top. I don't know where he's ranked now, but he's a good player. He's unbelievable at FIFA. And then obviously Sam thinks he's great at FIFA and everything. And like, people have these different personas when they come onto the table. But I've got a lot of stories outside of table tennis, which I probably shouldn't say, but it adds to the whole kind of enjoying life thing. You've got to enjoy life, haven't you?
Yeah, you do.
Now, at the end of the day, table tennis is just table tennis, isn't it? And yes, we're trying to do well. Yes, we're putting everything into it when we're training, and you've got to, you know, have that mentality every day. But you've got to also enjoy life as well.
Yeah.
I remember Liam's 18th birthday. That was good.
How was
I
it?
won't go into details, but this is an important part of growth, isn't it, as a human being?
Definitely. Where did you go on a man's holiday?
No, just out in Sheffield. We were all training back in Sheffield back in the day. The guys were in one hall, we were in the other. Where we had some good times. And Kelly's definitely in that bracket as well. Absolute legend. They really helped me. I didn't have so much confidence when I was younger. And just, you know, being around cool people and the table tennis and good players and feeling like a good player yourself as well, that can add to your confidence. And it's all relative, isn't it? Even kids in my club, you know, who are lacking a bit of confidence, like being in that community in table tennis halls can bring people out their shells a little bit. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I think sport does that. I think it certainly helped me bring out my confidence, and I think it does to a lot. And I think that's why they encourage it in the army, actually. Just whatever sport you do, just get involved. And when you are deployed, you miss it. But then when you come back, you've got something to look forward to. So I can relate there for sure. So
I bet you guys have had some good times away, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been very lucky because I do a bit of army tennis as well.
Nice.
So do a mixture. Very lucky, really. But again, you've got to take your opportunities. A lot of people don't, but majority.
Are you more tennis based or table tennis? What would you say your number one?
Amateur at both, but I do my best. I did win the Army Indoor Champs with tennis though after a lot of losses. So that's kind of the secondary sort of.
Yeah. So have you got are you able to adapt your technique well, or do you have more of a table tennis kind of, I don't know, a tennis swing in table tennis? I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
You can definitely tell sometimes who plays tennis when they come and play table tennis, can't you?
Yeah, that's the first thing Ryan Jenkins said. You've got to take a tennis swing there, but it works at this level, so I'm not complaining. I think that's why a lot of the RAF players get frustrated because it's so unorthodox, and I just keep getting the ball on the table. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's horrendous.
Yeah.
But
you know what? At the end of the day, if you get the ball on the table, you get the ball on the table. It doesn't matter how you do it. You know, I think a lot of, especially the kids sometimes, they get too fixated on technique. Obviously, technique's important. Yes, there's ways of conserving energy and being more explosive and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if the ball goes on the table, it goes on the table. Yeah. You know, you don't want to get too fixated and being a perfectionist all the time. Like, I think maybe that's another mistake. I used to be a bit of a perfectionist. I'd worry too much about, you know, well, am I doing this right or whatnot? But you know, reading the game is way more important, I think. You know, if you can read the game and anticipation and get your feet in the positions and blah, 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 that's more important than concerning yourself too much.
Very good point, actually. You know, really interesting point. But someone's asked, show us your guns.
Oh, dear.
Shocking, isn't it?
Maybe later.
I won't show you mine. I'm working in progress. So, have you been watching much Netflix, or has it just been FIFA?
No, I don't. Do you know what? My phone's getting warm again. I think it gets warm up there. I don't even have a PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox, PlayStation, anything like that. I'm a very active man. You know what? A lot of my spare time is spent. Even if I'm not doing things active, I'll be out and about and whatnot. But it's hard. It is hard sometimes. Like, obviously, having a disability, like, I don't think most people won't see me at my worst. Like, I do struggle sometimes. I've got to be careful. It's like filling up petrol in a car. Like, if I've overdone it and I've really overstepped the mark, I'm really struggling and I can't do a lot. And even in the mornings, and I'm so like slow to get up in the morning. Like, my bones are like concrete. So I do like to chill out every now and then as well. I'm watching Breaking Bad at the moment. That's my series in lockdown. I've never watched it, and obviously being a chemist as well, everyone said, "Oh, you need to watch it." So I'm watching that at the moment. It's quite good.
No, that's.
What about you?
I've just been watching a few films, to be honest. A bit of trying to watch the James Bond series, but I keep getting work emails. Obviously, that's very important, and a bit of Harry Potter. So watching a few of those. Can't beat a bit of Harry Potter.
I love. Do you know, I'm not a fan of the films though. I've read the books. I love the books. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, but not. If you like the books that much, I don't think it's physically possible to like the films too much.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. But have you read the book?
I've read the first one, I think. Which I was a bit more of a reader. I prefer audio. You know, that's how I kind of take information in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend Fee. Oi, oi, Dave. Hello, Fee.
So
it's just cool though. Like, you know, table tennis. I've made so many friends through tennis. So Fee is married to my old teammate I used to play local league with when I was 15.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's great. You know, like the amount of friends you make through table tennis is unbelievable. And most of I wouldn't say most, but a lot of my friends are in table tennis and fitness stuff and whatnot. So big thank you so much to all my mates who have been there along the journey. They really shape you as well, don't they?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Big up, yeah.
No, it's true, isn't it? You need that good support network. So, you know, if you don't mind just explaining how you got into table tennis and sort of your just how you got involved with it.
My dad used to play. He doesn't play anymore.
Okay.
He used to be a local league player, not to any great standard or anything, just like Division 3 was the highest division he ever played in. But it's not about standard, is it? It's not really about that. And I think I was too young to really. I wish I'd got involved sooner. I think I started playing when I was 10, but only because I broke my leg playing football. I used to love football and running around like my older brother. My brother's a year older than me. But when I broke my leg, I gave it a bit more of a chance. And I loved it. You know, I wish I'd started sooner. Maybe I had I don't know. I just loved football when I was younger. That was my sport. But then, started playing when I was 10. My brother started with me, and that kind of was a big thing because we were always like being so competitive with each other, and also with my dad, trying to beat my dad. But it didn't take us too long to overtake my dad. So
Days.
I used to think that was incredible. Like, when I could beat my dad, I used to think that was the top of the world, you know. But obviously, looking back, is gone from there and there. So started in the local leagues in Plymouth, and then didn't know anything about the Paralympics. Not a clue. I've got to give a big shout out to Mark Palmer. I don't know if you know Mark Palmer. He used to play Class 4 in the Paralympics. He went to Athens. Sydney, Athens, and he saw me playing in a Rotary tournament once. I think it was. Like, I used to go away with some disabled organisations and get involved that way. But I played able-bodied stuff. Didn't know anything about the Paralympic kind of movement and that kind of pathway, because we didn't really have a pathway back then. There was no kind of development squad. It was either you're good enough to play in the Paralympics or you're nothing. Do you know what I mean? So It's really gone on leaps and bounds now. Now we've got a proper pathway. We've got like a development squad and a hope squad, inspiration program.
That's brilliant. That's good, that, isn't
yeah.
it?
So Mark Palmer kind of fed me into it. Started playing the national championships.
Yeah.
It went from there really. But most of my table tennis upbringing was through the able-bodied kind of circuit. With obviously Paul White in I don't know. You might have seen him walk past my car a few minutes ago, but he's a big legend. All the guys down here at Jula Plymouth. This is my club. And I still travel up to Sheffield 1 week a month to practice at the National Centre. I'll probably move back up there after lockdown, but you know, it's just as good down here. It's unbelievable. It was good enough for when I was growing up. That's how I got to a reasonable level in the first place. And we got a lot of good players down here.
Are you there? Hello? Hello? Happy days. So how does it work? Because obviously a lot. Yeah, I think. Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask how does the because obviously there's different levels, isn't there, in the Paralympics? I'm not too sure what that means. Is that different categories of?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll explain a little bit, but basically 1 to 10, or 1 to 11 now. They've got in learning disabilities, class 11, which was out for a few years, but it's back in now, which is cool. Is really good. Yeah, so 1 being the most severely impaired, and then 10 being the least severely impaired, and then so 6 to 10 are standing classes, 1 to 5 are wheelchairs. That's that in a nutshell.
No, that's really helpful.
Really interesting though, because obviously there's a different spectrum of disabilities, and you can see how it affects the way the game is played. Like the Paralympic table tennis is completely and utterly different to able-bodied table tennis in terms of a spectacle and tactics and all that kind of thing. I'd say rallies are probably longer in general because you know it's maybe a little bit slower because there's not the leg power and stuff, but especially like class, you know, in some of the class, and then obviously the wheelchairs as well. With the up and under games, it's really fascinating to watch. Like tactics are really obviously massive, and how you kind of play on people's disabilities and their limitations and their weaknesses, because everyone's got a clear weakness with their physical kind of limitations. So it's how you, it's cool. Like I don't know, for me, for example, I don't want to say my weaknesses too much, but you kind of someone might have the best forehand in the world. Like they must have an unbelievable forehand, but if they can't get to it, then it's useless. You know what I mean? So it does get a bit fascinating sometimes from a tactical point of view. And obviously, serving short is desirable for a lot of table tennis because you can't get in, you can't play an attacking stroke. But you know, if you play the ball shorter, then it opens up the angle a little bit more. So you know that definitely affects me a little bit with my lateral movements. Not so good. Well, movement in general as well. So yeah, I think it's, you know, we got some good players now. The level's getting better and better. Getting harder to qualify as well. So I'm hanging in there.
No, I'm sure you'll be fine. Like we'll keep following your progress as we've said. You know, see how you're getting on. But if you've got any questions do you like being called Dave or David?
You can call me whatever you like, Hannah. Now, Dave, I feel like you can call me Dave. We've got that colloquial relationship now. It's cool. What about you, Han or Hannah?
HB, Hannah, Spanner,
HB.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Banana, anything. I've got so many nicknames, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have many nicknames yourself?
Go on, give me a nickname. What's your nickname?
Oh, I've got loads. Rashers, Danish, because my surname.
Rashers, baking, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got loads. So yeah, it's one of my
Smoky.
bosses. Yeah, Smoky. Yeah. I
don't know. It's funny. Some people at home and my friends, they call me Knick-Knack because my leg looks like a knick-knack. I think that's funny. Or Twiglet.
Oh, my goodness.
Emily Bolton calls me D-Wes. She loves that. But yeah, it's cool. Van Wetherill as well. People think that's my name now. A lot of people call me Van Wetherill.
I wasn't sure if that was your actual middle name.
Yeah, exactly.
At one point.
It's funny. Referees started calling out my name as Van Wetherill. Van Wetherill, table 22 or whatever it is, somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, no, it sounds like. Yeah,
But no, it's not my name. That started because I got a lot of Dutch friends, and they called me Van Wetherill. And during the World Cup, when England keep getting knocked out all those years ago in the first round or wherever it was, we had no one to support. So I was like, I'll support Holland, Van Wetherill. But the other reason is because I've got an uncle called David Wetherill, so it got all a little bit confusing on Facebook. So I changed my name, and it's kind of stuck ever since. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good nickname. So, have you thought of a joke yet for your followers? I thought you had a story or a joke. I thought you had one.
On the spot, what's going Velcro? What a rip-off! No, I use that. Do you know that was on my forefront of my mind? Is because there's a kid in the SAQ session who his laces always come undone. I was like, "Oh, are you not learned to tie your laces yet? You'll have to get Velcro. Get your mum to get your Velcro."
That's funny. I've just had a thought actually. Obviously, I've seen a bit of that SOS Who Dares Wins. Would you do something like that?
Oh, that would be my dream. Honestly, that would be my dream. I'd smash that.
Yeah.
Obviously, in my own kind of level relative to me, like I think I'm a bit of I don't know. It's not for me to say, really. Is it? I love doing stuff like that. The best thing that I always say, the best thing I ever did was when I cycled around the Alps, one-legged. Loved that. You know, the sense of achievement, getting at the top of some of these big Tour de France mountains, that was class. I think, but the mental side of things with SAF class as well, isn't it? I really
like.
Yeah, I love a mental battle. I'm big into that. This is why I like endurance stuff, because it's not about the body really. It's not about, you can have limitations in your body, but it's not about that. It's about your brain and really, get into the absolute limits. You don't know your limits till you push them. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I love that. I just, I could win a gold medal in Tokyo, but it still wouldn't pop the sense of achievement that you get from really doing something like that.
Well, yeah, you guys are inspired. Just go for it.
Yeah, obviously, I love training. This is why I love training. I like training just as much as competing, like, because it's you kind of a bit more grueling in the training, aren't you? You're giving it some. So yeah.
Someone just said, Dave, try to lick your nose. Guess who said that?
He's having me on here. Yeah, you come up with a better one than that, Karen. Come on, mate. I can lick my elbow though.
Nice.
I think
Classic.
Not many people are supposed to be able to do that, but because of my bone dimensions and whatnot, it seems to be possible. I'm gonna have to plug my phone in because I'm gonna run out of battery else.
No, it's all right. So what's the name of the disability you've got again? I can't say it. Apologies.
Hi.
Hello. Oh.
Have we done that? I need to turn my Bluetooth off. There we go.
Are you back?
Can you hear me?
I don't know if you've left.
Can you hear me?
I can just hear you. Yeah, I can't really see you though.
Yeah, it's not working for me either. Yeah, I'll unplug myself again.
Yeah, hopefully that'll help. No left. Oh, okay. I'll add you back in, Dave. Thanks for joining, guys. If you've got any questions, Dave's just about to rejoin, I think. Guess who's back?
Hello?
Guess who's back?
Are we back?
See, that's my little sing-song there.
We're back.
Yes.
I'm going to turn it off. I think it's because when I plug myself, I connect to my car. Because I'm going to run out. But I'm on 14% though. We're all right.
No, I think I'll be all right. We've only got 6 minutes left. Yeah. So,
yeah. I'm starting to sweat as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is there any other reality show you sort of wouldn't do? Would you brave the jungle, or would you do anything like that, or is that just not a chance?
Well, apart from the spiders, yeah, definitely.
Oh, I couldn't have rats crawling around me or anything like that. It's disgusting, isn't it?
No, you know what? Any kind of mental battle, any kind of endurance thing where you're tested is right up my street. I think you know that. I'm a weird, perverse, really weird, perverse man who loves, even when I'm absolutely knackered and someone says, "Oh, do you want to go for a run or a walk?" I'll be like, "Yes, come on then, let's have it." Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's normal, and I respect that that's probably not quite normal, but I've always got my kicks out of that. So anything which I couldn't go and just sit on Love Island or something. Do you know what I mean? That's not up my street.
No, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, have you seen the other questions just come in? That's ridiculous.
What's she saying? Tell us your experience watching Barbie Girls. That one?
Yeah.
Is that what you're about?
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know what you're referring to there, sir.
Are you sure? But
yeah.
30 seconds, what rubbers and bats do you use?
Yes. So I used to be smooth both sides, kind of 10 man, ripping bombs left, right, and centre. My backhand used to be better than my forehand, which is probably not that widely known these days, especially with the kids that I coach, because I play with pimples on my backhand now. I'm not defensive with them, but I'm a little bit more conservative. I kind of wait for the right ball, and then I twiddle a little bit as well. But yeah, I used to be a bit flashier on my backhand, and the kids are sometimes like, "What you used to?" Yeah, so I kind of twiddle my back round to my smooth on the backhand every now and just to prove that I can play a backhand. because, but yeah, no, it's better for me. I use Dr. Evil on my backhand, which I'm a big advocate of, which is, and again, it's to do with the difference between Paralympic table tennis and Olympic table tennis. You know, I needed to slow the game down a little bit more, give myself a little bit more time. I can't get in position for every ball. Pretty much, I'm playing out of position a lot of the time. So if I can slow it down and really wait for the right one, that's proven more beneficial for me in the past. I used to maybe be a little bit more, you know, I need to hit a winner here or I'm dead kind of thing. Whereas now, make things a little bit more uglier, build myself back into the rally. And if I've got time, then I can twiddle and then hit a winner on my backhand if I need to. But I found that my backhand pimple is more effective anyway. Like it's uglier,
awesome.
It's slower, but you can change the spin. You can get a lot of flatness. You can get a little bit of wobble on it if you play it with the right way. It's almost like a reloop with the backhand. I don't know if you know what I mean with that. So when the ball's spinning into it, if you brush it, the pimple effect gives it a wobble where the spin stays on it, especially if it's side. Basically, the side stays on it and it kicks like a mule on the other side.
That's my next step, to learn how to receive and.
So I get a lot of
So our pro players will know what you mean.
Yeah, for sure. So when, like with my serves, I like to think I've got relatively good serves, especially when, like, because I'm in complete control of my serves. You know, being Paralympic player doesn't give you too much. Like my wrists are bad as well, which not many people realise. So there is a little bit of limitation on my serve, but I've got relatively good serves for my level. And then I can, with side spin, then I can come in with the third ball and still keep the effect of the serve on it sometimes. So it really, almost like the less you do, the better. Because if you come in with a stronger shot, you can knock the side spin off it sometimes.
Okay.
And I want to keep it on it. So I kind of, you know, I'm a little bit more clever on my backhand these days. And then I've got Evolution MXP on my forehand now, so a pretty much conventional attacking rubber on the forehand, and I've got a bit of a strange blade as well. I love the Dotec blades. They're like ergonomically shaped. I don't know if you've seen them from Donic.
Oh, I've heard of Donic, but I haven't seen their range.
So I've never been like fully sponsored because I use different brands. I use a different branded black rubber, red rubber, and blade. So, but that's not the reason. I've never really concerned like because you guys are sponsored by Brebar, aren't you? Friday?
Yeah, we are, and it's amazing, you know, because
they're top guys, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lovely guys.
Big up, Brian. Yeah.
We've got 1 minute and 55 seconds, just so you know.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to do a Sam Walker and cut you down.
I'm all good. I'm all good for time. I'm just limited by phone battery. We're down to 11% now.
But, so, you know, for us, it's been amazing, you know, having a good chat with you and getting an insight. It's inspirational. You know, you're all, from having chatted to you all, are so driven, you know, and you guys are inspiring what you do, Paralympic and stuff like that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Genuinely, it's really, really. I don't know. I'm made up to be invited on and waffle on about anything. So
I feel I've done the same. I got a bit sidetracked, but it's been so fun. And,
no, it's cool.
You know,
I haven't even been looking at the comments.
I know. But
here's me, just a sweaty mess in my car, but it's class.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I thought I'd wear a bright top today, you know, brighten everything up.
You're looking magnificent, Anna. You're looking resplendent.
Well, I had to put a bit of makeup on. I think a while back I got sunburnt, so I had to like put a load of makeup on for that.
But, if I'd have known you were putting makeup on, I'd have put mine on.
Well, I'll give you the memo next time. Maybe we'll do another one soon. But You're more than welcome to come to one of our events. You know, we'd love to have
Yeah,
you.
I'd love to. Will said that.
Have a hit with some of the guys. It would be amazing. And we'll be in touch.
Because when we're training in Sheffield, we're not too far away from Barnsley.
Yeah, but the home of...
where's the home of the army table test?
Aldershot Garrison, so it's down south. Yeah. But that's where we host. But hopefully that wouldn't be an issue. But we have 26 seconds left.
My cousin's a dentist in the services, so she's been there.
Yeah. Someone's just
Dave always has his makeup on.
I'll have a look closer.
I dye my beard every now and then. That's not really a secret. I like to. This is not that dyed at the moment, but I like to dye it every now and then to fill it out a bit more. So there's a little secret.
3, 2, 1, bye.